his game, and not the least of which was our intensity level. I thought we competed, and I thought we shared the basketball. Look at 15 assists, 2 turnovers from our point guard position. Our big guys were involved. We pushed it. Our decision making was pretty good. Afraid when to give it up, when to go, when to pull it back. Defensively, we've got some work to do on ball screens, on back picks, getting over. But again, we were covering for each other, and I think that's important. So, all in all, when you look at the fact we had 2 freshmen in the starting lineup, both I think performed extremely well. Very pleased with how we played today.
Coach, you used a lot of different combinations there in the first half. How much of that is just, this being an exhibition game and wanting to get a feel for how guys play with each other? How much of it is, wanting or showing like what you're looking to do for the most part during the season?
Well, I think if you look at even the starting lineup, that was not a lineup we envisioned starting. Gayton's out. We looked at Bryce Cartwright in the starting position. We went big today. I felt like with the size advantage, we would go big. Wanted to see Zach at the 3 spot and take a look at Eric at the 2 spot. So, after that, it was more a function of foul trouble. We had 3 guys with 2 in the first half, and then we had 2 guys that got their 4th in the second half. So, will we try different combinations? Absolutely. Was I looking at that? Absolutely. But it was also a function of how the game unfolded.
Fran, you promised the Iowa fans up tempo and certainly delivered.
Well, I can't promise 111 every game. We're going to try, I can tell you that. Again, when you're scoring the ball like that, you don't want to look back and say, well, we quick shot the ball too many times. We had contested shots. And we had very few contested shots today. And that's the key. When you're playing up tempo, do you have good players taking shots in rhythm in their range? Are they good shots for them? Because then it doesn't really matter when it appears in the shot clock. And I think that's where a lot of coaches get bogged down. We need a shot later. Well, next, all of a sudden, now you're turning down a good shot opportunity and you're getting a rush shot later with the shot clock. But I would be upset if I felt we were quick shooting the ball too often, and if I felt we were shooting forced contested shots. Because if you shoot forced contested shots, it's hard to win. You're going to shoot a low number.
Cully and Bryce, coach, were 15 assists to 2 turnovers. So I'm sure you could live with that also. Point guard.
And I thought, and they were coming to get them. They were putting some pressure on them. I thought really made good decisions. I do think we still, despite the fact that Melson has 19, Zach had 10. Of course, a lot of those were on the perimeter. I think Cole's got 6. We got to get the ball inside a little bit more. We missed Brahmer a few times. We get the big fella running. We got to get him the ball inside. And we emphasize that in practice. When you get the big guys running and they're posted and they're open, we got to get them the ball. And sometimes your offense runs better if you throw it in the post and don't necessarily shoot the ball, but go in and out, and then reverse the ball with action. You even have a better opportunity to score.
Both Cully and Bryce seem to penetrate really well in the lane, though. That has to make you happy.
Well, they penetrated. They had space. I mean, let's face it. We had a distinct size advantage. So they were fronting the post, fighting the post. So there wasn't as much help on that penetration. So we could draw the defense. I thought Marvel did a good job with that as well.
Is that a taste of what Melson can do right there, being an active body and getting a lot done, even though some people label him?
He's a very efficient player. I think that's a good point. He just, he doesn't try to do what he can't do. He's not going to over dribble. He's not going to be jacking threes. He stays around the basket. Little by little, he's showing on ball screens and moving his feet a little more defensively. But he can block a shot. He can catch and finish around the basket. He's got a jump hook. He can go baseline and dunk the ball. And he's an offensive rebounder. So when it's all said and done, you're going to have some numbers.
You talked at Media Day about Eric May maybe benefiting the most from the change in style. Is this kind of what you were talking about today?
Well, you know what? When you have a guy like Eric May, you want him to get out in transition and get some easy baskets. And when he does, then he's going to shoot the ball better. He shot the ball well. He's been shooting the ball extremely well. He's driving the ball. He's handling the ball. He's making moves in transition. But what he's also doing is he's penetrating and then giving the ball up. It was a stretch of 4 or 5 days of practice where he was struggling with turnovers. And it's great to get him out flying, but we don't need him turning the ball over. And he's corrected that part of his game. He's much more under control. He's driving And if he's not shooting or jump, he comes to a jump stop, and that's what you need him to do. So he was spectacular today, no question.
What would you say about your guard play?
I thought, you know, for the most part, was efficient. Our decision-making was good. We got points. We've got the ball to the right people. And again, I think, unless you're counting on one particular guard to be a big scorer, what you're looking for your guards to do is engineer victory, and that's what they did.
Do you like the transition defense today?
Just okay, but I thought for the most part we were hustling. There was one play in the first half, if you remember, their leading three-point shooter was trailing, and we just ran right by him and gave up a wide-open three. That's the kind of play that could cost you a game. So we have to lock in a little bit better to personnel, but we'll learn from that.